Hey everyone, welcome to the Nerd Room where we talk all things comics and movies. This is episode number 30. We're discussing the upcoming Star Wars celebrations and San Diego Comic-Con.
Yeah.
I'm your host, Tim.
I'm Troy.
Dude, it's here. Almost celebrations.
Almost there. Oh man, can't wait.
Yeah, I wish we were there.
I know. Jeez, one day.
Yes,
right?
that is definitely what we're doing.
For sure.
So celebration starts this week, this Friday, the 15th. And San Diego Comic-Con is the following week. So we're going to be taking you through all the different panels, the exclusives, and kind of trying to make some prediction as to what we think is going to be released at these different conventions. And these are the big ones for the year, the two big ones. And I'm really looking forward to it. And they're streaming some of it live.
That's awesome, right?
Yeah.
So you're going to get a little bit of that sense that you're right there, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And they've kind of made it a bit more interactive for people that can't make it to these things.
For sure.
It's such a huge undertaking to go down to San Diego or to go even over to London or Orlando where it is next year. And, you know, that's something that we do plan on doing at some point.
Definitely.
And it's just picking the right time to do that.
For sure.
But it doesn't look like we're going to have any shortage of things to see in the future, which was one of my worries a couple years ago. It's like, oh, you know, if Marvel stops going and Star Wars pulls away. But it looks like this year at San Diego in particular, everyone's back.
Oh, yeah, it's jam-packed. I think the only one missing is maybe Fox,
I
think. Right?
Fox chose to kind of leave because they're worried about their material being pirated.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, that's
everyone
crazy.
else is showing stuff. So
yeah, it's cool. I've always wondered actually because a couple of weeks back or whatever, we got E3, the big video game conference, which is so cool, and they do such a good job of streaming to the audience. And I don't understand why Comic-Con and E20 or Celebration hasn't really quite done that. Celebration is actually better for it.
Yeah.
But I wish these other conventions would really get on board with the whole streaming service, you know?
Yeah, and they really should, because a lot of the stuff isn't actually revealed as far as footage until usually the end of the panel.
Yeah.
And because Star Wars Celebration, what they did last year with the J.J. Abrams Force Awakens panel, where they brought out Mark Hamill and Carrie Fisher, and they just clipped the footage and ended the feed once they started showing clips from the Force Awakens.
For sure.
And that's all they need to do before they start showing stuff. But I guess it's kind of a pain in the ass if they have like a Guardians panel and they show a clip and then they bring out, say, the Thor 3 guys and then show a clip. Yeah. But I agree, they need to have this a bit more interactive so people from home that can experience these things or don't have the ability to, you know, either afford it or they've got children or work or whatever.
Yeah.
I very much agree that they need to start interacting with people more, and they're doing a better job of it.
For sure, definitely, they stepped it up.
Anyways, Marvel Comics. We talked about some of the releases that they had coming in the fall and some of the news that they're pumping out recently. Yeah. I was expecting a lot of this stuff to be announced actually at San Diego at the comics panel and that, but they dropped 2 huge bombs on us. Massive. And one today just before we started recording.
Brand new, right?
But the biggest one this week is the all-new Iron Man.
Yeah.
Riri Williams, 15-year-old girl.
Yeah.
You know, this has been everywhere. This got picked up in Time, Weekly Entertainment, Good Morning America.
Massive. Wow.
Robert Downey Jr. endorsed
Holy,
Riri.
Cool.
So this is a big deal, and people are very, very accepting of this, which is interesting because there's some backlash on some of these other changes that were happening to characters. Yeah. But we seem to be in almost this acceptance of it as a community that now we have 2 Caps, multiple Iron Mans, already multiple Thors, multiple Spider-Mans.
2 Wolverines kind of, with the Old Man Logan, you know, and then you got the X-23. Marvel's kind of started this trend, I think, back when they did the whole Superior Spider-Man, and they even had the clone Spider-Man going on too, right? Yeah. So it's kind of cool they've continued this trend going on with the 2 heroes at the same time. Yeah. And
they're 2 very vastly different heroes as well.
Exactly, yeah.
They're very diverse and different backgrounds and histories, and you know, you have your mainstay, but then you also have someone very new, which is it's a nice breath of fresh air.
It really is, and you still don't lose the character that you really like. You know? So if you were a diehard Spidey fan, you still had him. If you like the kind of cutting edge Kane kind of Spider-Man, then you got him too, or so on with these other Caps and Wolverines. So it's cool. Yeah,
this is Brian Michael Bendis is bringing us this, which is awesome. He's the one that's writing the Invincible Iron Man right now.
That's right, and also does the International as well. Yeah.
So he's got some background there, and he's the one that introduced the character. So this character, Riri Williams, was introduced in Invincible Iron Man number 7. And this book is flying off the shelves now. So if you have not gone out and grabbed this, go out and get it, because apparently they are sold out at the distributors. There'll be lingering copies at your local comic book shop, so you should be able to get them for the next little bit.
Right.
But because her first appearance, and because this is such a big deal, that issue number 7 is the one to get.
Wow.
And they're going to like these third printing variants that actually have her face on them. And it says first appearance of Riri Williams.
Oh.
And her story as it continues all the way through to issue 11, I think, right now. Get into them.
Oh, it's crazy.
It's like this Spider-Gwen as well, right? These new characters, even Miss Marvel, the new Miss Marvel.
Yeah.
Their number 1 issues are really hard to get now.
Yeah, that's right.
And it's characters like this, and it's collecting issues like this where you just so happen to stumble upon a first appearance of a character that's going to have significance in the future.
Right. Huge.
So, yeah. And the other big change coming to the Iron Man world is Dr. Doom.
Yeah, Von Doom is going to take on the Iron Man mantle as well, I guess. Then.
Yes, the infamous Iron Man dropping this fall again from Bendis.
Right.
So he's keeping his consistent writing through this, which is nice. I think picking up on all the threads and all the seeds that he's planting in this current series, I think it's appropriate for him to take these characters out.
Yeah, it's great. So that one's taking over the International Iron Man.
Yes.
Infamous. Okay, cool.
Yeah, it is. And this kind of explains a bit of what we talked about last week, that divided we stand photo.
Right.
Where we had Von Doom sitting there standing there with the Iron Man mask.
That's right.
The big question in all this, though, is yes, we're getting new Iron Man, we're getting a new... Oh. Big thunder outside. We're getting an all new Iron Man in Riri Williams as well. This infamous Iron Man, but where's Tony Stark?
Exactly. This would be really interesting if they actually kill him off, because I think he's one of the only characters in the Marvel universe. There's others, but one of the big guys out there that hasn't really been killed off before. You can maybe call that time when he went to that pocket universe. With Onslaught. I don't know if that was a killing or not.
Is that when he came back as like a teenager?
Yeah, so he was like young. It's like a rebirth thing going on when he's like younger. Then he went back and combined with another Tony. And, it's messy. It's really messy. So, yeah.
No, so that's great. So I'm really looking forward to these. These all drop in the fall.
Yeah.
And this is, again, picking up on more of this Marvel, this ever-changing slate of characters.
Yeah.
And I'm actually quite pleased about this. And I'm a little more excited. And I don't know if it's because everyone else is excited that I'm super pumped. I'm like, I've got the issues. I've read them from the start.
Yeah.
And, and so I don't know if it's that or if I'm actually excited for something different. I'm more intrigued, I think, by the Doctor Doom, the infamous Iron Man.
Same here. And that cover, do you see the cover of that?
Oh,
that's wicked looking,
gorgeous
right?
art.
With the classic kind of Von Doom with the Iron Man mix, mashup. Oh, that's nice.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
excited
great
for that one for sure.
And another villain coming back. And this is huge for me.
Yeah, this is your boy.
Yeah, so we've got a Thanos ongoing series dropping this fall as well. That's awesome. I'm super stoked for this.
What's this one called? Just Thanos?
Just Thanos.
Nice. Yeah,
and simple, straight to the point.
Yeah.
The cover image is gorgeous. You've got just Thanos' face.
Yeah.
And if you look in his pupils, we see the Phoenix Force. He's usually chasing the Infinity Gauntlet, the Cosmic Cube, which is what we saw him chasing recently in Civil War II.
Or Death.
Or Death, yes, exactly. Chases from tail.
Yeah.
But this is the first time in my recollection that he's actually chasing after what appears to be the Phoenix Force.
Right, yeah, that's something new, something different.
And the last time we saw the Phoenix Force was in AVX, I believe.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, that sounds about right.
There is a Thanos 12-issue miniseries run that's really good.
Yeah.
And it's kind of the preamble to a lot of the cosmic stuff that Abbott and Lanning did and the Guardians of the Galaxy from 2008. So that's a good run to go grab of Thanos.
If it's even like a quarter of that book, then I'm on board.
Exactly.
That was incredible.
So good.
Right?
And even this most recent, I think it's a 5-issue miniseries they had with Thanos retelling his origin story.
Oh, that's the one I'm talking about. Sorry. That's the one I just fell in love with.
Yeah, there's that one. That was a couple years ago, and that's fantastic as well.
Incredible.
Thanos being a character that we're going to see a lot of probably over the next 3-4 years.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
With his presence in the MCU and 2 big movies coming.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll get a tease in one of the few movies before Infinity War.
Oh, yeah.
People are more and more familiar with this character.
Yeah.
And it seems like Marvel is just saying, here he is.
Here he is. And he's kind of a big deal in the comics right now with what he's just done.
Exactly,
right?
yeah. Civil War II,
Exactly.
He's big presence in there. Well, not such a big presence, but he's had a big impact.
Yes, exactly, yeah.
That a lot of books, including Captain America, Iron Man, have all picked up on what's actually stemmed out of what was the Free Comic Book Day.
Yeah, that's right.
The book, for Civil War II.
Yeah, they're really giving him a push. He had that big, cool event, too, as well, in Secret Wars, right?
Yeah.
You saw him,
Oh, yeah, he's great in that,
He's awesome. So.
Yeah, and Infinity Gauntlet was good in Secret Wars.
Yeah, right.
And he had Infinity, which was a couple of 2013, I believe.
Yes, that sounds
fantastic.
Right.
If you can grab any of those books, those are all good reads to get into Thanos.
Yeah.
Pouring it. And if you really, really want to get to know this character more, you can even go back further to stories like Infinity Gauntlet and Infinity War, Infinity Crusade. Some of those are a bit harder to read. Even Thanos Quest is another good one. And you can usually pick some of those up in trades. And I'm assuming they're going to be dropping a lot of those stories in the lead up to Infinity War.
Oh, definitely. Oh, yeah, for sure.
I just have to throw out there, Captain America, Sam Wilson, I've been reading.
Yeah.
And it is so good right now. It's really picked up on this Black Lives Matter push we're seeing from society, right?
Yeah.
And it's really current book. And I'm curious, I don't know if you've read it all, but do you think addressing present day, hot topic issues is something that is wise in a comic book, in the sense that, once this issue is resolved or it becomes something that isn't as popular in media, do you think that makes or dates the books?
I don't necessarily think so. I think it's a good move on Marvel. Marvel's always been pretty good with staying in tune with what's going on with current events. Yeah, I would say so. I'm all for it. I love what they're doing with this. Even the X-Men have spawned out of what the world was facing in those times, right? With the mutants and prejudice and all that kind of stuff. So I just take my hat off to Marvel every time they do these kind of things. I think it's great. Yeah,
it's a fantastic book, and it's a great commentary on what's going on in the world today. Because even as you get further into the book, they start talking about brutality of police, but they take away the human presence of the police and they put them into kind of androids or whatever.
Okay, yeah.
But still addressing this same issue of police brutality. Yeah. And this take on Captain America, like you always have your kind of Boy Scout Captain America, he's always going to do right. And, he's kind of this, 1940s mindset. But this new Cap, they've taken such a different take on him. Yeah. And he's kind of almost anti-establishment, but in a good way. Right, he's kind of this, freedom fighter and fighting for the people and the little guy, and really fighting against and pushing back against kind of your Wall Streets and all that, and this radicalism that you're seeing in the U.S. And it's just great to see a totally different take on a very classic character. Right. And he's still rocking the shield, and it's great.
It's cool. And who else better to do it than Sam Wilson? Because he's been in there and done it all with Cap in the first place. He's seen it all, right? So
and the supporting cast, he's got Misty Knight in there. He's got a new Falcon. Right. Captain America shows up in a couple of the issues. Nice. The new kind of rejuvenated Steve Rogers. And there's a great issue, I think it's issue 10 or 11, where you do see the congregation of a lot of black characters in the Marvel Universe. Nice. Black Panther and that. And it's just really neat to see how they've brought that into the comic book universe. And it's so well done. It's so tasteful. And it's just fantastic. Get into that book.
Incredible. That's awesome. Good stuff. And Marvel also dropped the Unworthy Thor.
Yes.
So Thor's coming back. And again, they're keeping Jane Foster, so it's cool that they're doing this double up on these heroes.
Yeah, that's a change in the status quo. It's not, you don't have to have one Thor or whatever, right? Because there's always this idea or perception that once Steve Rogers came back, Sam Wilson would have to go back to Falcon, and once Thor came back, Jane Foster would have to disappear into whatever, right?
Exactly.
And they've changed that. Yeah. And it's so cool to see.
It's really cool. They're doing a good job, too, telling these stories. Yeah, love it.
So another big book that's dropping this week in the Star Wars universe is Aftermath Life Debt.
Yeah, your series right there, right?
Yeah. Really looking forward to this. So this drops on July 12th, so that's Tuesday. And you guys will be listening to this, and the book will already be out.
That's right.
But I'll be grabbing this on Audible for sure.
Nice.
And some of the cool things were revealed in this. So I'm going to say spoilers. These aren't really big spoilers. These are more the synopsis. But it's going to feature Han Solo and Chewie. Yeah. And some of the stuff that was explored a tiny bit in some of the interludes in the first Aftermath book about Kashyyyk and the liberation of Kashyyyk itself.
Cool.
And then we're getting back the same band of characters, Nora Wexley, Snap Wexley from Force Awakens, his younger version, and some of the other characters that were picked up in the Aftermath book and kind of forming this little kind of pocket rebellion. Cool. And so it's really cool, and they're chasing around kind of the Empire and all that, kind of the remnants.
Yeah, I'm on board. I get a new phone on Wednesday, so that's cool. So I'm definitely gonna get back my Audible, and I'm gonna pick this up, guys. Reading a little bit of the expert on Maskatana.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sold completely on this.
Yes.
Just for that, and I'm really big into the theory of Maz being kind of a Jawa. There's a cool theory online out there. Check it out.
Okay.
And so hearing this stuff just gets me wound up for this franchise, this series, this book. So I'm definitely picking this up on Audible.
And I think what they're shooting for here is integrating the characters that they built Aftermath around.
Yeah.
And so they're kind of all new characters, mostly. Get some interludes with some other characters or some familiar characters. Right. But this, I think, is going to be, again, stepping towards a larger integration of these characters with our original trilogy characters.
Right.
And which, in my mind, tells me the third book is going to be a complete, where we have a lot of Han, a lot of Leia, a lot of Luke, hopefully. Yeah. Maybe some explanation as to what's going on relative to post Return of the Jedi times.
That's right. Because when does the third one come out? Like it's 2017 probably.
1 year after this, basically.
Right. Cool.
And so yeah, you guys get a year to pick it up and read it.
Yeah.
And I think this one on Audible is about 15 hours long.
Wow.
So it's quite a commitment. It's 2 or 3 hours longer than the first one.
Right.
So it's quite a large book.
Cool.
I'm waiting for the days that when they release a book, it has a tag in the back that says, here's your password or whatever for your code for your free Audible book, right? So it's like, I'd pay like $35-$40 for a hardcover book, and in the back there's the Audible tag, right?
Exactly.
And you just pump that number in like you do with
the Marvel comic books.
And Blu-rays and all that, right?
Yeah.
Use your free digital copy.
It's awesome. And it keeps the comic books alive, and it keeps you streaming or downloading these things, right?
Because like you, I like to have the books lined up on my shelf that I've read, even if I've never read them. I like the look of them, right?
It looks good. It looks great. So I'm on board. I can't wait for this now. When did this come out, this news?
This was a little while ago, but I just got more pumped up about it because it just dropped this week. Yeah. And I think some of the synopsis in that was released a couple months ago.
That's what it was. Okay, the synopsis of the mass stuff I just read up on. I was blown away.
So, and I think that little excerpt that was released was recent.
Yes.
Because I think they're trying to pump up the book,
Exactly,
right?
That's what it is. And it worked. Good job, Lucas.
Yeah.
Disney.
So a couple of the other books that they'll be dropping in 2016. This is towards the back after 2016.
Yeah.
And I was looking through the list. We got lots of comics coming, expanding on the Han Solo series, which is fantastic. I got the first 2 issues down.
Nice. I like the first issue. I picked it up. Yeah. It's pretty neat.
Yeah, I really like the concept that they're going with.
Yeah, the race.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, love it.
And in Bloodlines, they kind of pick up on that idea that Han is, this racer and all this. So it's really cool.
Because when does this take place? This takes place before Empire then, doesn't it, this one?
It's the same timeline, I think. No, it's right after A New Hope.
It is,
because he's gone off doing his smuggling thing. He's not really part of the rebellion yet.
That's right.
And then he gets drawn back in.
Right, through Leia.
Yeah, so I don't think this is quite at the same time as the Star Wars Invader book.
No.
Because he is part of kind of their crew at that point.
Yeah,
right?
at this point he's still solo.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So it's just him and Chewie.
Right.
So yeah, go grab that one too. Another fantastic edition.
And the art too. It's just like Harrison Ford.
It does.
Yeah.
And Chewie, Leia. Oh, it's so good.
Yeah, it's awesome.
So one of the books that kind of caught my eye here was Star Wars Galactic Maps. So this is somewhat of a children's book, but it's basically just illustrating the new canon planets of the Star Wars universe. And I'm always interested by putting everything into perspective, right? Where's Hoth relative to Coruscant? I know we've had maps like this before, but someone else has rendered an image here and put this together as far as distances and different planets. And that's including Clone Wars planets, Rebels planets, even planets that we're probably going to see in Rogue One as well, because this drops right around Rogue One time, December, I believe.
Good call. That'll be interesting. I'd like to see that.
Well, it looks pretty cool. And there's another young reader's book coming out. So I guess this young reader's novel is very similar, I guess, as far as the text and the density of writing as this Before the Awakenings book. But this is an Ahsoka-focused book.
Nice.
And it's talking about her post-Order 66.
Yeah.
So I guess maybe a bit in the time of Rebels. Maybe filling in some of the gaps.
Yeah, it must be. It must be kind of around the same time when Kanan left the Order there. Yeah.
So we got Order 66, and then it's talking about, in the brief synopsis that there is, about her running into Bail Organa.
Cool.
Which is another big leader of the rebellion.
For sure.
So I'm really interested to see how this ties into Rebels and how this expands on this character, which I've grown quite fond of.
For sure.
Since actually watching Rebels, because I didn't watch much of the Clone Wars, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Or at least not yet.
Yeah.
But so I do have some attachment to this character now, especially spinning out of the third or the second season
finale there. Yeah, no, I can't wait for this. I wasn't really a big Ahsoka fan watching the first Clone Wars movie theatrical release. I hated her. But then going back and watching the Clone Wars, I love this character a lot. Watching Rebels, I'm totally on board. And now they got this book coming out, which is cool. And you know what? I hope next move is maybe we get to see her in a movie. Maybe Dave Filoni, gets to direct a movie and push out Ahsoka, and totally be on board with that.
Well, they've got started with the Black Series figure, the realistic take, right?
Yeah.
And she's aged in Rebels.
She's aged, and that's what a lot of people like too, is that she's older, she's more matured, right?
I do like that. That in Clone Wars, at least in the episodes I've seen, I was always kind of bothered a bit by kind of the immaturity and the fact that she was more or less a teenager.
Yeah.
And I didn't really connect well until I saw Rebels, where she's more of an adult, more stoic, more well trained,
for sure,
and doesn't kind of have this kind of hot head or whatever.
Yeah, the whininess to her. But
exactly.
She's awesome.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, so I want to see her in a movie. Hopefully, one day.
Yes, let's see. Maybe they'll announce something
right after this book.
Yeah. The end of this week, Friday. So we get the start of Celebration.
Yeah.
But before that starts, we've got the second Rogue One trailer.
Oh, the sirens are going in my head right now from that trailer. The first one right now.
So apparently this is 3 minutes long.
Yes.
Which is quite a lengthy trailer.
That's huge.
I think the last one was only just over 2 minutes, if I'm not mistaken. What do you think this could reveal?
Vader.
Yeah?
Hands down. Yeah, we're getting Vader for sure. Yeah, the gloves are off.
You know what? That was, to me, the first trailer was near perfection.
Oh, yeah.
It gave me all the elements that I wanted to see, with the exception of Vader.
Yeah.
To me, the only thing that could have made that trailer better was just Vader breathing.
Right.
Yeah, just black screen him breathing.
For sure.
I don't know if I'm going to watch this. I know I'm going to. I know I'm going to. Jeez. 2 seconds, and it wasn't even in my mouth for a second, and I'm already backstepping. But in my head, I don't really want to watch it.
Yeah.
I'm like, I've got enough that I've been enticed.
For sure.
And I'm already like up to here. I know you can't see me doing this, but I'm going above my
hands
head.
all the way up.
And I just don't want this to give away too much more of the story. I'm satisfied with what I know about the story so far.
Yeah.
And I know they're going to come on here and talk about this and all that. Yeah.
And dissect it right down.
Exactly.
Is this going to be another case of Winter Soldier, Civil War's final trailer when they revealed Spider-Man? Is this going to be the same kind of...
I'm hoping that it is very similar to that, in the sense that it didn't give away anything else that the first trailer did. Maybe expanded on a couple scenes.
Yeah.
But all it does is give you that splash at the end with Spider-Man, but this be Vader.
Exactly.
Like, just maybe expand on some of the Jyn Erso scenes and some of the interaction maybe with some of the cohorts that she's with, some of the rebels and that. Maybe Saw Gerrera a bit more, because he's been recently announced as the character.
Yeah.
Maybe a little more on Stormtroopers or whatever. Maybe something more on the Death Troopers.
Yep.
But I don't want anything on the director or where the Emperor is, or anything about Mads Mikkelsen's character, which I'm assuming we're going to get a peek of.
I think so about him, yeah.
So I just want a tiny, tiny bit more, a little bit more. But at the same time, I'm kind of like, if this was me 2-3 years ago, I probably wouldn't watch it.
Oh, yeah. It's tough to stay away from. No, I just got to see Vader and maybe have him breathing, or just drop his, most impressive slogan. And I'm totally on board. I can't wait for this.
Yeah, or how about just like red lightsaber light up, and you just see black and him, just the walking and breathing, nothing else.
Yeah.
You know that scene in the Force Awakens trailer where you see Kylo Ren light up the saber, and then you see Finn's face with the saber?
Oh, yeah.
He's kind of like terrified.
Yes.
Something like that with Jyn Erso on the other side, or one of the characters that we know.
Just terrified.
And Vader just walking. You don't see the face or anything. You just see the black, the mask, and the cape, and the red lightsaber lit up, just walking towards it.
Right? Oh.
How good that be?
Oh, I can't wait. I think this movie's going to be just totally awesome. I'm still on board with this,
I think it's going to be fantastic.
For sure.
There's nothing about this. I know there's other rumors about the fact that they're reshooting lots and whatever.
Yeah.
I think this is going to be an incredible movie.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
And I don't like going in with my hopes set to like kind of the 100th level.
That'd be yes for me.
But
yeah.
Because I don't like being disappointed.
Exactly.
At the same time, they've given me no reason to be disappointed thus far.
Yeah, definitely not.
All right, so with the Rogue One trailer dropping this Friday,
Yep.
also comes the start of Celebration Europe 2016.
Yeah.
July in itself is a big month for cons.
For sure.
So we've got Celebration, we've got San Diego Comic-Con.
Yeah.
The two big ones.
Huge.
This not only has the tendency to reveal a lot about movies, but also comic books and action figures and novels and everything that you can think of.
Video games, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Gets released at this time of year. What's happening for the next year, basically. What we can anticipate. How much we can look to be spending in the next year. Because usually you look at this stuff and you're like, oh, crap.
Yeah, my wallet.
So, it's already hurting.
Yeah.
It's already feeling a lot lighter.
Yeah.
And that's just with some of the exclusive that have been announced. So let's jump into Celebration in Europe. This is the big one for Star Wars. This is something that's been going on for a few years now.
Yeah.
And this is exclusively Star Wars. And this is really kind of a fan con.
Yeah.
For everything Star Wars. And they bring in the big characters, usually the directors, smaller cast members from the original trilogy movies, lots of fan signings, and just a whole couple days of celebrating Star Wars, which who wouldn't love that?
Oh, yeah, we do it every day.
Yeah. What's really cool about this is that it's essentially set up similar to like a normal convention.
Yeah.
But a normal convention is usually centered around someone like a Mark Hamill.
Right.
Where this he's just one of the few people that are going to be there. And if you remember from last year, we had the J.J. Abrams and Kathleen Kennedy panel,
that's right.
and they brought out Finn.
I think BB-8 even.
Yeah,
too,
BB-8 rolled out all the characters. They had all the stormtroopers.
Yes.
And then they took everyone down and did this big symphony of with the Star Wars score. And it just always gets me so stoked up that there are things out there like this that we can actually attend one day.
Right.
Looking at some of their panels here, so like we said at the top, some of this is streamed, particularly the big ones.
Right.
And so the big one on Friday that's going to be streamed is the Star Wars Rogue One story, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
So they're going to be talking everything. They have the director there, probably some of the cast, which would be pretty cool. And so this takes place between, I believe it's 4 and 5. I can't remember if that's UK time or not.
Right.
So this might be streaming at odd hours.
Yeah, it might be. Yeah,
so
you're right.
the nice thing is, I would guess that they're probably going to pop it up on a YouTube page, Disney or Lucasfilm's YouTube page, so like it can be rewatched.
Nice.
Because something that is streaming live, but I believe the ones from last year were popped up later on. You could rewatch. I
think so. I think you're right.
So that's something to keep your eye out for, because usually in here they're probably maybe revealing some of the characters. They'll probably have footage that will be exclusive for the people attending, above and beyond probably the trailer that we're getting, which is pretty exciting. But again, it's something maybe that I'm going to try to stay away from.
Right.
But it's going to be so hard with social media the way it is, right? And you're just going to get clobbered by all this news coming out of this.
Yeah.
So also on Friday, there's also a discussion with Mark Hamill. So it'd be interesting to keep an eye on this one, because there's going to be a lot of questions probably asked about Episode 8.
Yeah.
I'm assuming he's under like strict rules not to reveal too much.
Exactly.
But there's always the possibility of these things that they give the fans a little taste, right? They're trying to build hype here.
Exactly.
Having Mark Hamill at least discuss a bit about maybe even the first scene in the movie where he's interacting with Rey.
Right.
Like, how cool would that be?
Oh my goodness.
And to be there, what I would give. And then following on from that, there's the Saturday panels. You've got Anthony Daniels, which is a mainstay at Celebration. And I've seen him a couple times.
Cool.
I saw him here locally in Calgary. I saw him also in London when I went and seen the London Symphony Orchestra do the whole Star Wars score set to clips and that.
Nice.
And he's a great presence. He is a guy that just feeds off the fans.
Absolutely.
And he's a bit of a goof, but he'll run around in the crowd and interact with the fans. And he's always telling stories. And he's usually very thankful to the fans because, this is a guy that's built an entire career and probably an enormous fortune around this character, right? And it's nice to see these guys attending. Yeah. And I'm hoping... Do you think we'll see him in Rogue One? I know we've talked about this before, but...
C-3PO? It's hard to say, because where would he show up? I think we will.
He'd pop up with Bail Organa somewhere, if Bail is in the movie.
Yeah, because at the end of episode... Yeah, he'd have to.
Yeah.
C3 and R2 have to show up. They're in every single Star Wars movie, so I'm going to say...
It'd be heartbreaking if they don't. I'll say
it would be, right? It'd be kind of like a Star Wars movie without the opening crawl.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So we'll have to look for hints there if he drops a little something about, is he...
Because he's a blabbermouth.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, he is.
And so I know these guys... I'm really curious as to what they do before these. Like, okay, you have very strict rules. You can reveal this little thing, but nothing else.
Exactly.
Under strict CA rules.
Yeah.
But the other important thing, or the other big thing going down on Saturday, is the Star Wars Rebels Season 3 panel.
I'm pumped for this one.
So Dave Filoni.
Oh, my man.
Yeah. He's going to be there talking about Season 3.
Yes.
Coming out of the big repercussions at the end of Season 2. Which, you got me hooked on Rebels. I've never been one to, I didn't jump into Clone Wars. And Rebels, I was like, okay, I'm jumping into this. I freaking love it.
Yeah.
And the characters in it and what they're doing, this integration of OT characters, and man.
And it feels like episode 4.
Yeah, it does.
Right? It has that feeling to it. And you know what? There's a lot of people out there too that are like that. They didn't really do the Clone Wars, but they're totally on board with Rebels. Yeah.
It's just a good era to be part of, I think.
It is. Yeah.
And lucky for the fans that are there, they're screening the first 2 episodes of Season 3 in this panel.
That is awesome.
And I'm so excited. We're not going to see this till fall. I guess very strict piracy rules and all that going on. I'm sure they have... floating droids and that shooting down cameras. But at the same time, we're going to get some probably description, at least some sort of reaction.
For sure.
I'm sure they'll be on the hunt on social media for people tossing out spoilers or whatever. But anything that's just like, guys, this is amazing, Ahsoka's back, or I don't know what's going to happen.
I know, I have no idea, but I'm guessing, I think time's going to go past. I think they're going to grow Ezra up a little bit.
I think they need to. I think they need to, just get him a little further, even if it's just 2 years or something.
Exactly, that's all they need.
And jump in the future, and then they can say, the Empire's expanded so much in this time frame.
His training's gone that much further.
Exactly. But again, they're running into this point where they're not. Where are they going to be? And
Yeah,
I always
Rebels,
like,
or they're going to be right beside Rogue One. Right?
Exactly.
It's so close.
And how cool would it be if if someone from there showed up?
Well, that's the thing. There's rumors that Forrest Whitaker's character could show up in Rebels now as well.
Oh,
which would just
man.
be huge, right? Yeah.
Well, they have brought characters back from Clone Wars.
From Clone Wars, yeah.
Into
Rex,
Rebels, yeah.
Ahsoka. So Dave Filoni, man, he's the mastermind behind all this.
So much potential. I
So
freaking
much.
love this continuity.
Yeah, it's the best.
Oh, man, I'm
It's the
so
best.
pumped here.
Oh, yeah.
EA Games also has a big presence at Celebration,
Cool.
and they're going to be talking a lot about some of the games that they've done in the past, like Old Republic and Battlefront, which just recently dropped, as well as revealing potentially some of the new games coming out.
That's right.
And so there's always kind of this game in the background. Was it Star Wars 1313?
Yeah, 1313, which was like this cool underground kind of game they had going on. It looked at the time it was going to be Han Solo, and then it got pulled when the license got bought out by Disney. So we don't know what's going to happen. Are they going to keep the same engine with a new kind of game, or are they going to continue with the 1313? We don't know.
Yeah, so that's sitting on the shelf for the last couple of years.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
so they seem to have gone through a big revamping.
Yes.
And it seems that now that they're ready to start revealing things, and probably, I'm not so much a gamer, but for you guys out there that do enjoy the Star Wars games that are telling the stories, it looks like we're probably going to start getting these games more consistently, at least.
Yeah.
And building on one another as well.
Exactly. More story driven. I think that's kind of the feedback that people had where they weren't too pleased with Battlefront just because there was no story, no campaign mode. So looking forward to all this. I just want my good Knights of the Old Republic 3. That's all I ask.
Yes.
Just give me that one.
I will jump into that, or at least I'll come over and kind of sit and watch you play.
For sure. Yeah, awesome.
Sunday, so this coming Sunday, we have also the Carrie Fisher and Ray Park, two separate panels.
Oh.
So Ray Park was the guy that played Darth Maul.
Yeah.
In episode 1, and then we have Carrie Fisher, who's going again to be in episode 8, presumably.
Yeah.
And her role might be expanded a bit.
Oh, okay.
And having read Bloodlines now, I'm even more stoked for this character.
Yeah.
If they can build that character that's in that book into the movie, if Carrie Fisher gets a little more of that confidence back.
Yeah, the back, right?
Yeah, and she can project some of that character. Like, her character in Bloodlines is awesome.
Incredible, eh?
Yes, it's so good.
I gotta get that one too.
Yes,
I gotta get that one.
You get that Audible, man. Pop it in. But the big one that was announced, and this is just recently announced for Sunday, is this Future Filmmakers panel.
Cool.
So this is a very, very important panel happening on the 17th. So this is going to have Kathleen Kennedy. It's going to have Rain Johnson, who's directing episode 8.
Yeah.
They have Phil Lord and Chris Miller, who are directing the Han Solo spin-off series or anthology film or whatever you want to call it.
Right.
What's interesting about this is usually when we're going to get some of the big reveals.
Oh, yeah, because it's the final day, isn't it?
Yes, final day.
Oh, yeah.
They want to end this with a bang.
Oh, yeah.
They want to bring people in. They want to get people excited about this Han Solo movie.
Yes, definitely.
And so I imagine they're going to have, can't remember his name.
Oh, Aaron. Is it not Aaron? I always say Aaron. But I do think they'll have Han Solo, Harrison Ford there, maybe handing the mantle to to actor's
How
name.
cool would it be? It goes up and takes a vest off and hands him the vest or something.
Oh, right?
Yeah.
Genius. Yeah.
That'd be great. So we'll probably get a little more insight into episode 8, how it's
Yeah.
going. I know they're kind of winding down some, at least the principal photography on this. And, we still got almost over a year before we see this.
Yeah.
But at the same time, maybe there's a little bit of footage.
Yeah.
Who knows?
There might be.
Yeah,
Might
maybe
be.
some more.
Title drop?
Oh,
Poster?
yeah. I think definitely,
Yeah.
you're right. Definitely we're going to get a title drop for episode
sure.
8.
Yeah.
That's going to be the big reveal, I think,
sure.
on the Sunday here.
For sure. I think for prediction-wise, at least with this whole con celebration, I think we're definitely going to get an episode 8 title.
Yeah.
I don't have any source saying this, but I think we're for sure going to get another Star Wars anthology film.
Yeah.
And it's going to be Obi-Wan Kenobi.
You think so?
I'm really hoping it's going to be Obi-Wan Kenobi. Yeah. Because they kind of been talking back and forth with Ewan McGregor. I really think they might just announce it that here we go.
I would be on board with that. The recent issues that Obi-Wan's been in the
Yes.
Star Wars series, the one-offs they've been
Yeah.
doing, and I know we've talked about them before, but they're great. And doing
yeah.
stories like that, and just having him maybe go off planet to do something, and just pick up in that timeline again, that post-episode 3 timeline, kind of filling in this gap, because this is a gap that's never been really explored, even by the canon books, or the Legend series books, that were done before. This is a huge gap.
Oh, yeah.
And they've got now Rebels in there, Rogue One, young Han Solo,
Right.
and what better way to fill it in, just round it out with Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Exactly.
And we're getting our Jedi fix. Yeah.
It could be huge. Yeah.
And I'm hoping that maybe with the young Han Solo, with having the two directors there, that maybe we get another or more casting announcements. Like maybe Boba Fett's going to be in the film, or Jabba the Hutt.
Yes.
And
I think Jabba's there for sure.
Yeah,
he has to be.
explore some of that relationship of those characters, of that dynamic that we see in the films, but never really clued into, right?
Yeah, like that scoundrel lifestyle.
Yeah.
I really like to see that.
And what's coming out of the comic books.
Right.
Like that whole, I know he's a little older there than we're going to get in the movie.
Right.
But at the same time, it's expanding on that sort of character.
Yeah, definitely. And he's younger. He'll be more arrogant too, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I can't wait.
And maybe, talking a bit more about Going to Life Debt, the book, here, right? This book is titled somewhat around Han Solo's life debt to Chewie, right?
Exactly, yeah.
And so maybe exploring where that actually was born would be something that I'd really like to see explored some more.
Yeah, I think we all do, right?
Yeah.
We all want to know what's the situation between those two.
Everything else is going to be really cool,
Yeah.
but I think this last day, the 17th, is going to be the big one to watch out for. I don't think they're streaming this one live.
Yeah.
Don't take my word on that. This might be something that pops up and says, hey, we're doing this live, which would be freaking fantastic.
Oh my gosh, right?
So I think people are going to be going nuts here. This is going to be
Definitely.
the one where they reveal a lot.
Oh, yeah.
And with these cons always comes exclusives.
Yes.
And we're not going to go through everything that they're dropping at either San Diego or Celebration. Just a couple things that at least we're going to try to chase afterwards.
Yeah.
So one, I'm a big Funko Pop collector.
Oh, yeah.
And they have 4 exclusives dropping at Celebration.
Oh.
And there's Luke Bespin, where he has no hand.
Oh, man.
So it's post-Vader fight, which looks really cool.
So cool.
Yeah, and then we have Luke and Han, the Yavin ceremony with the medals on.
Oh, the yellow jacket for Luke?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
So, and then also Forlom, which is one of the bounty hunters.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so these look fantastic.
Yeah.
And I'm really excited to get these in the collection. They're going to be hard to get.
Oh, yeah.
And they're going to be expensive, probably.
Yeah.
But I'm going to sit and wait on these and see how they filter out.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can get them at other cons. They might not have the sticker on them.
Yeah.
Which, if you're really excited about having the exclusivity of it being from Celebration,
Right.
sometimes you can get these on other websites. But the Luke Bespin looks pretty good.
Pretty cool. So, yeah, so how do you go about getting these then? You're saying more online? Do they show up in a Walmart maybe? Or
They're not going to show up at retail.
Right, okay.
So you might get them on eBay. Well, of course you get them on eBay.
Yeah.
Sometimes some more dedicated Funko Pop online stores will get them in, but they'll have the sticker removed.
Oh, okay.
So they'll be overstock or whatever that's dropped. And then also we have from Hasbro, we have the Kylo Ren Black Series exclusive.
Yeah, mask. Without the mask.
Yeah, and then holding the Vader helmet. And so this is pre-posed in the window box.
Yeah.
And it looks fantastic.
Incredible.
Yeah, it's
Love
so
that
good. I've said fantastic like 1,000 times already.
Because it's a fantastic episode.
Yeah. But this is one that we might be able to get post-Celebration. Usually Hasbro toy shops, and they've done this in the past with stuff from San Diego Comic-Con, they've released a limited number of them on the website a week or two after the con.
Oh.
It's really difficult to get. I tried to get the Stormtrooper from Force Awakens last year.
Yeah.
Got one in my cart. The site was crashing. I had like 4 windows up trying to do it. And I got there, and it turned out that it was sold out by the time I went to pay. Very difficult to get. I did, in previous years, I got the Infinity Gauntlet set.
Nice.
From San Diego Comic Con, I think it was 2014.
Yeah.
And so sometimes you're able to get your hands on these things post-con. Otherwise, you usually have to turn to eBay.
Wow.
And you're paying anywhere 2, 3, 4 times the amount for some of this stuff.
Ay.
So
Crazy. And we also get the Obi-Wan Kenobi.
yes, that's going in San Diego.
Oh, that's San Diego's.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we've thrown some pictures up on our Facebook page.
Yeah.
As far as what these exclusives are, and the ones that we talk through here, as well as the ones from San Diego, we'll throw them up there so you guys have an idea of what we're talking about, just so you don't have to go kind of hunting for them on your own.
Right.
It just kind of makes it easier to have it all in one spot.
Definitely. Yeah.
Jumping into San Diego.
Yeah, there we go.
So the big nerd pilgrimage, if you will.
Continues.
So, chaos. So we have the Calgary Stampede here, which is happening this week. It's 10 days of debauchery.
Oh, yeah.
And mentalness, and you can get anything you want deep fried.
Oh, yeah.
You can get anything you want covered in alcohol. It's mental. And I went down to the Stampede grounds with my family on Sunday.
Nice.
It was family day. It was kind of the free before 9 a.m.
Yeah.
And we walk in, and it's just shoulder to shoulder people everywhere.
Holy
This is what I imagine San Diego Comic-Con to be.
Yeah.
It was overwhelming.
Did you guys get soaked? Was it raining out there too? Or
No, we left before it started to rain.
Nice. Awesome.
So it's nice here. And that's the nice thing about some of these conventions. They're all covered.
Exactly.
But just this atmosphere at the Stampede grounds, it was people in lineups everywhere and horrible food. But at the same time, just a great experience.
Nice.
That's kind of what I imagine San Diego to be like.
For sure.
In Celebration is just chaos, shoulder to shoulder, But again, you're celebrating with people that have a love for the same thing you do.
Exactly.
And maybe it's something different. Maybe it's My Little Pony. Maybe it's whatever, Lego or anything.
Yeah.
Movies, whatever. They're there to celebrate stuff
Exactly.
that we all love.
Exactly. Just like the Calgary Expo.
Yeah, exactly.
It's an awesome experience.
So we mentioned at the top here that Fox is the one studio that's chosen not to show up. So we're not going to get anything from Wolverine 3, which is kind of unfortunate because they started shooting that. Be nice to see something like that. Assassin's Creed, which didn't look too impressive.
But do you think we could maybe get a Deadpool 2 reveal at all? With Fox not being there? Because Deadpool, the original Deadpool movie, basically showed us everything with that leaked footage. The original Comic-Con, right? Do you think they could come back again and do it?
If anyone could do something as far as viral marketing at the con without showing any footage, it's Deadpool.
Exactly.
Could they go up and have signs posted everywhere? It's just sticking them up, or little clues or little seeds. You know, Deadpool almost goes above and beyond kind of your normal marketing, right? And for them to have a giant billboard the first day that gets revealed on the Friday or something, I would not put that out of the question. Just revealing this is Deadpool 2, right?
Exactly.
Or, like, I don't know, or them taking over some other panel or something like that.
That'd be cool. I like that.
And just having Ryan Reynolds, like, just walk out in the Deadpool costume, too. Yeah. That's something I would not put by them to doing. It's just kind of this, like, almost crash marketing. Yeah. We're just, like, surprise, we're here, this is happening. Just go with it.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
the
that
fans would flip out.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. And that would just get so much hype, right?
Oh, yeah.
I think that's probably the way they should go, whether or not they'll actually do something like that.
Yeah.
Because they're worried about showing footage. Realistically, it's the Wolverine 3 stuff that they're probably most worried about, I would think. Just maybe particularly with the storyline or different characters that they're willing to maybe expose a bit, but don't want the actual footage out there. Because the backlash, and particularly with Fox, they've had where they had that Wolverine Origins. Remember that big leak?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was huge.
And so there's like a half-finished film
that was
released. And the whole thing was there. And I may or may not have watched that. I can't confirm.
I've never heard about that one, though. Yeah, that's bad.
That might be where it stems from a bit. Or maybe they're worried at the critical reception of some of these because they've seen how movies have been beat up really early on.
Yeah.
You know, you take a movie like Ghostbusters that gets crushed early on. Yeah. Or something that releases a poor first trailer where maybe they don't have enough of footage to produce something that's actually going to get fans excited. Yeah. Maybe the best bet is just to step back and say, look, we're not going to do that. Yeah. But they could even do something like, I don't know, where they have Wolverine and Deadpool show up together.
That's all you need.
People would freak out about that.
For sure. But you know, because their last trailer wasn't received well. Apocalypse, was it? At the last year's, I don't think.
No. And that's when we got like the first look at Apocalypse, right?
Yeah, and people were criticizing that.
And you saw that blurry image of Apocalypse that looked really like a Power Rangers character.
It was, yes.
And they almost never recovered from that.
No, you're right. Yeah.
So, and I know Sanjay, it was posted by someone else, but he just kind of retweeted or reposted it. Yeah. It's first look at Apocalypse, and he got like a cease and desist from Fox. They said, look, you got to take that down.
Take it down, yeah, that's right.
So it might be, again, backlash from that. They're hoping not to start off at least the movie marketing on a poor foot. Yeah. And just get something out there that they're happy with first.
Exactly.
So maybe it's a smart move on their part. Who knows? Yeah. But I'm more excited about what's actually going to be there.
Oh, yeah.
So the big panels, vary from Marvel to Star Wars to DC. And just run down a couple of these kind of big Marvel panels that we're going to see, and then we'll kind of jump into some of the exclusives and kind of go kind of almost franchise by franchise through here and start trying to mix it up.
Sweet.
So Thursday, we have the Netflix and Luke Cage panel. So look out for first Luke Cage trailer, I think. We kind of had that little one at the end of the Daredevil,
right?
But I think we're going to get our first look at all these characters. Definitely. And the whole cast, I imagine, is going to be there.
Yeah.
Including the actress playing Misty Knight.
Cool.
And probably, what's her name? Rosario Dawson.
Yeah.
And maybe something about Iron Fist.
Maybe.
Because they're filming that.
It totally makes sense for them.
An update on Defenders possibly, too.
Yeah.
And so I'm really excited to see, because this seems like one that they'll actually release the footage after that they've revealed it, because this comes out in a couple months, I think September, I want to say.
I think so, September. Yeah.
And so we're not too far off from that. So we're due for a full-length trailer.
Definitely.
And what better way to do is to show the fans kind of the exclusive at first, and then drop it later that day.
Boom.
Start off the con, and everyone's always talking about who wins the con.
Always.
And what a way to start for Marvel than dropping their next Netflix series, even something. I don't know, maybe some interaction between Luke Cage and maybe Iron Fist. I don't know.
Yeah.
So really excited to see all that stuff.
Absolutely, man. I can't wait.
Then following that on Friday with the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. panel.
Oh, that's your show right
there. I'm loving this show. And big status quo change again coming into season 4.
Okay.
And I don't think they've started filming yet, but maybe we're going to get some reveals of potentially some other characters that are being signed on or who's coming back. Right. And so there's lots to explore in this series. Nice. And they really seem to have this whole Inhumans thing more or less wrapped up.
Yeah.
And so they're exploring new and different territories. So maybe we'll get some insight, at least maybe from the writers, as to what direction they're going to take this show.
Looking forward to that.
Yes, and so Saturday is the big day for Marvel.
All right.
So starting on the day is the Hasbro panel. So this is usually when we get all the reveals for the next year's worth of Legends figures.
Wow.
Including Build-A-Figures.
Yeah.
And in some cases we get actual images of the figures or prototypes or like sketch drawings of what's coming. And I have to throw, so there's podcasts I listen to. There's 2 of them. There's one called Marvelicious Toys.
Cool.
And then by the same guys, one called Star Wars Action News. These guys are absolutely fantastic.
Good stuff.
Come here and listen to us. Yeah. But they're very, very detailed as far as Star Wars and Marvel collecting.
Right.
And I follow these guys on Twitter, and they live tweet out from these panels, from the Hasbro panels, exactly what's going on.
Oh, nice.
And so they'll be like, Captain America's coming, and this and that. Here's a wave for Doctor Strange or Guardians wave.
Yeah.
And so it's finding people that are there, that are live tweeting the event, if you're excited to see what's going on.
Right.
Usually for me, because this takes place, July 21st through the 24th, this is usually wedding season time, right?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And I'm usually sitting at a wedding with my phone under the table going, yes, 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 yes. I look like a freaking idiot, freaking out about the different toys and that they're announcing for the coming year, and then going, ooh, okay, which wave am I going to get? Here's a new Build-A-Figure. Yeah. And so it's really exciting to see some of this stuff drop off. Yeah.
That's awesome.
What do you think as far as Legend series that they could potentially be announcing coming for 2017?
Oh, that's a tough one. Maybe we'll get a Defenders. I think it's due time we get another Daredevil.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll get some kind of Daredevil.
Netflix tie-in.
Exactly. And Netflix would be the first one, right?
Yeah.
That'd be pretty cool. I'd be on board with that. Love to see that new Daredevil suit.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Season 2 in there. Oh, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, what about a Guardians line as well?
Oh, yeah.
Because we got the movie dropping in May.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, maybe something Thor related as well.
Yeah, that'd be really cool. I'd really like to see the Unworthy Thor just before we got to Secret Wars.
Oh, yeah.
I'd love to see that.
Because they do usually those comic/movie waves, right?
Exactly.
And so having those characters integrated, there's some of the new Marvel Now characters and movie-based characters as well.
Exactly. That way they can kind of double dip, and then next year when Thor 3 comes out, they can give you the whole full movie line, right? So,
and the one I think that they're going to drop is the first Civil War Spider-Man Legends. That's just a prediction. Like, I have zero insight into this. But we do have, they have the buck, they have the figure from the 3-pack, right?
Yeah.
And why not release something at least in a Spidey wave where we get, Civil War, movie-accurate Spider-Man, or potentially an announcement there's going to be a Homecoming Legend series.
Yeah, that would make a lot of sense.
It's like a Vulture maybe, and a few other characters that we're going to see there.
That would be pretty cool. I hope so. I don't know when the Selects drops, but maybe we'll get a Doctor Strange Selects line too.
Yeah, that's quite possible.
Yeah, that makes sense too.
Yeah, because that's another one that's going to be there. They usually have out on the floor. And again, this is where you go. Just drop on the internet once in a while, follow some of these guys, and they'll have pictures, gorgeous images of some of these new selects that are coming, Legends, Kotobukiya stuff, all the statues, hot toys, all that stuff. Usually have as they happen because they have the preview night and where you'll see these guys taking pictures and all that, and they'll go right up on the internet and you usually get really nice pictures of what's coming.
Yeah.
And so this is something that's nice, a little more interactive for people because they allow people to take pictures because they're promoting their items, right? Building hype for what's coming down the pipe in 2017.
Oh, I can't wait.
So yeah, look out for those. I think it's going to be another big year for Legends. And oh man, I'm still trying to find Civil War Legends.
I know. Actually, I think in the States they've already released the Ultimate Spider-Man wave too.
Oh really?
And I'm just like, man, I want that right now. That whole exclusive Civil War line with Spidey, Cap, Iron Man, has that come out yet?
I
States,
don't know.
Sure,
I don't think so. I haven't seen anyone on the internet that's actually got it in hand.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was supposed to drop in the fall or maybe late summer.
Oh, okay.
And I'm not sure which retail store it's going to end up in.
Right.
It may or may not be an exclusive too.
Oh, okay.
So hopefully it's like a Walmart and not like a Target or something that we have here in Canada.
I hope so. Yeah.
But that's one we got to get our hands on.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Can't wait to get a couple of the Troy poses.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. Marvel Legends, you're killing me.
Yeah. And then the big thing on Saturday that people are usually waiting in these god-awful lines for is the Marvel Studios panel.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So this has been a big one for the last couple of years, with the exception of last year, which they skipped.
Yeah.
And Marvel Studios were the ones that started really, I think at least, since I've been really following Comic-Con,
Yeah.
they're the ones that have built that San Diego is where you drop everything. You try to win the con by having kind of the most outlandish and outrageous footage drops, and having the whole cast. I remember the first time when they announced the Avengers, and they brought the whole cast out. Now, I wasn't there.
Yeah.
But I wish I was. But they did release the footage later on, and it was so cool of them just announcing, and here's Hawkeye, and that's for some they announced Ruffalo as Hulk.
Right.
And then subsequently after, they had Iron Man 3, and they had Robert Downey Jr. coming down the aisle, and it's just, the atmosphere there must be incredible.
It was crazy. I remember that panel because I remember looking at the characters or the actors, and I'm like, where's Edward Norton? And I was like, what? And then like Mark Ruffalo, and I was like, oh, and I wasn't on board at that time yet. Because I really liked Edward Norton's edition of Hulk. But no, I totally went over, right? Yeah.
And so we know Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, James Gunn, the director, as well as Chris Pratt are going to be there.
Yeah.
And they've hinted at bringing footage.
Yes.
But unfortunately, this footage, they've already said, if you're not at the con, you're not going to see this.
Shoot.
Yes, which is a bit disappointing.
It is.
A bit disappointing. But you'll likely, on the internet, you'll get a scene description.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that maybe they're kind of nice about it. Just give us a little something.
A little something, right?
Yeah, because they're done principal photography. It's getting close to time when I need to see something from this.
For sure.
I'm super pumped about it.
A jacket or a helmet or something.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they probably do have props there. Usually, the Marvel has this massive booth.
Yeah.
And they usually have props there for a day or two. And I think there'd be Rogue One stuff there as well.
Yeah.
But one thing that James Gunn did reveal was that, in fact, the Skrulls are co-owned by Marvel Studios and Fox.
Which is huge.
I am so stoked about the potential.
Oh, so much.
The fact that it's him that has revealed this means that he's inquired about it.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
And there's been some lawyer digging about it, because it was always left sort of vague, right? Why weren't they in Avengers? Why did they use the Chitauri?
That's right.
Which are the ultimate universe equivalents of the Skrulls.
Basically, yeah.
And so now that this is clarified, or maybe less difficult to understand, maybe there's potential that we're going to see the Skrulls at some point in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
I think Phase 4 or Phase 5, we're going to see these guys. If you have characters, villains like that, you don't waste those guys on just a little cameo.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
Or you drop them in a cameo role just to be like, hey, these guys are here.
Yes.
We'll deal with this later.
For sure, right?
And have just fanboys freak the fuck out.
It'd be awesome. Like, they have this whole thing with, what's his name? The actor... Not Frank Castle, sorry. He's from the show.
Punisher.
Nathan Fillion. Nathan Fillion, they announced that Nathan Fillion is going to be in Guardians, right? And he's playing Simon, who is known as Wonder Man in the comics, right? But I guess in this version, he's going to be an actor playing Tony Stark. But how cool would it be if this guy looked at the screen and had the whole Skrull thing kind of going on, and he's been abducted, and maybe he's a Skrull, and then slowly this invasion comes off. Really cool. I mean, there's so much potential out there, right?
Oh, there is.
I just can't wait to see a Skrull on the big screen.
Man, how awesome would that be? I'm telling you, we talked about comics or whatever we want to see adapted to film.
Yeah.
I just want to see a post-credit sequence of someone, and then just a faint ripple, and you just see the chin, and then that's it.
That's it.
Don't talk about it for a while.
Exactly.
That's good. That's always there.
That's all we need.
Yeah.
I guess with this deal, though, they only have some of the Skrulls, so they don't have the Super Skrull, which is Fantastic Four.
Yeah, so that's a Skrull that has all 4 of the Fantastic Four powers,
right?
Which I'm fine with. That was always that's very, very comic book-esque.
Exactly.
He's got kind of thing arms. He's got like the Johnny Storm fire.
The stretch with the other arm, I think. Yeah.
So it kind of always looked goofy. That's not something that needs to be present.
Exactly.
In the MCU at least.
No, you don't need him for the Secret Wars at all.
But also Thor 3 began shooting. So I'm interested to see, like, the crew is over in Australia, I believe.
Yeah.
And I doubt we're going to see them fly all the way over to San Diego for a 10-minute cameo at the con. But maybe some set footage or something saying, hey, we're here.
Yeah.
Chris Hemsworth's been dropping lots of images. And he has short hair. Right. So I don't know if they're going to pop a wig on him, because there's always these rumors that he's going to have a shaved head at some point, or he's going to look more like the Thor Odinson from the comic books that are dropping. Yeah. So there's a lot of potential here at this Marvel panel. There always has been.
Right.
And they always drop something exciting.
Yeah.
And whether it's an Infinity War trailer or a Guardians trailer or what have you, I think we're in for a little bit of a treat. And hopefully they allow us fans that are sitting on the outside of the con to have a little bit of fun too.
Definitely. Can't wait. I mean, we also got to see a money shot of Mark Ruffalo himself.
Yes.
Yeah. So it just feels that much more real that, the Hulk and Thor teaming up in this buddy cop flick going on here. Thor 3.
Yeah, and had to have so many movies shooting at once.
Yeah.
Just finished Guardians. Thor's shooting right now.
Yeah,
Spider-Man's shooting right now.
Right.
Like, how crazy is this?
Man, it's just nuts. Wolverine's shooting, I think, too, isn't it? Yeah.
All of this. It's all happening.
Yeah. Awesome.
So much for us to talk about.
Yeah.
And then the Marvel exclusives. So one great thing about the San Diego Comic-Con exclusives, similar to the ones that Hasbro releases, is that you do have a chance to get some of this afterwards.
Cool.
And the big ones this year, and this one in particular, is the one I think I might try to chase.
Nice.
So they usually have a 3 3/4 inch, which is now under the Marvel Legends line, which is kind of weird. And then they also have a 6-inch exclusive. And they usually come in just beautiful packaging to the point where you don't really open them.
Right.
Like I said, I got the Infinity Gauntlet. I got it propped up here in the nerd room. And it looks awesome. It's just 3 3/4 inch figures. And usually they're just mashed characters. Like they're kit bashes of characters that were made or were part of other sets, or kind of one-off characters that you're never probably going to get as a single legend or as a single 3 3/4 inch. But they come in this really cool packaging. So the 3 3/4 inch one this year is what's called the Collector's Vault.
Right.
Basically, if you remember the Collector's Room from Guardians of the Galaxy, this is a comic version of it. Yeah. And it's got this nice window box. Go check it out online. We're going to throw it up on our Facebook page. Yeah. And it's got the Collector in it, Moon Boy, which kind of looks like a small Wolverine, Cosmos, Howard the Duck, Lockjaw, and then it's also got kind of these artifacts, these ancient artifacts. Yeah. Zodiac Key, the Casket of Ancient Winners, and the Wand of Watum. And it's this nice packaging, and it'll look really good displayed up on a shelf or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
And I think this thing goes for a reasonable price, probably around 80 or so bucks. Yeah. And it's something, again, like I said, I think I'm going to be chasing.
Nice.
After
you got a lot in there.
Postcard.
Jeez.
Yeah, you do. And then the other big one, they always have this 6-inch figure. So last year it was the Doctor Strange, the Book of Vishanti.
Cool.
It had, I think, 6 legends in it, or 5 legends in it. And this year, the big one, and this just got announced. So this had been leaking out kind of slowly, and it turned out that this is called The Raft. Oh, so it's a prison scene set in this big display box. Again, it's very similar. It's this window box where you have the folding in and out kind of door. Yeah. And when you open up and look into it, you see an Abomination, an Enchantress, a Spider-Man, Purple Man, a Sandman.
Yeah, it's Sandman for sure.
And someone else, which I can't remember.
Which one is that?
Dread Knight.
Oh.
So again, these are very strange characters.
For sure.
And like the Purple Man looks like they've taken the buck from the Chameleon. Yeah. And I think Abomination was a Build-A-Figure at some point. And it looks like they've taken for the Sandman, looks like they've taken the Absorbing Man.
Oh, that makes sense.
Build-A-Figure as well and just repainted it.
Yeah.
And the Spidey, I'm sure, is just a repack from something else.
Yeah.
This isn't that impressive to me. Some of the characters are kind of odd. I do like the concept, but if it came with maybe more original characters.
For sure.
Or characters that maybe are a bit more obscure that we likely wouldn't get on their own, but it was something kind of different. But again, it's a Spider-Man base set, somewhat.
Yeah, I mean, I guess with the Sandman being in there and all, eh?
Yeah, but the Purple Man, not really.
Not really,
and
right?
Abomination, not really.
Not really.
Enchantress, not really.
No.
So, I don't know. It's a cool set. It's a cool looking set.
Yeah.
I'd be interested to see what it looks like from a picture.
Yes.
So we got here is kind of a concept image somewhat. Yeah. But yeah, it's kind of neat to see that they're still putting out these big exclusives. And again, these are something you can chase afterwards if you really want.
Can't wait.
I know it's tempting to go out and get on eBay and get these right away. Yeah. But sometimes just let these sit. Yeah. Because if there's so many of them up on eBay, sometimes they'll just get stale and you'll see the prices start to tumble a bit. Right. And it's always weighing that risk. You know, do I risk them disappearing forever? Or do I risk them going up in price post-con, even after kind of the initial rush of them?
Yeah.
So this thing is up for $120, this Raft.
Wow.
And you're probably looking, I think the previous 6-inch, you're up at least $100 more than that on eBay.
Wow.
And they usually pop up right away.
Yeah.
Like people scalpers go and grab these and pop them right up on eBay, which is annoying.
Crazy, eh?
But those are some of the Marvel exclusives to look out for. Funko Pop, they're ever so present. They released 8 waves already of exclusives. 8 waves, not 8 pops, 8 waves.
Oh my goodness.
And it looks like they're going to tease some more. But some of the big ones here are, there's a couple Deadpool variants, which are all over the place. There's a Doctor Strange film, accurate, more... He's got kind of the mysticism around his hand. So there's nothing crazy. Yeah. And then also a Green Goblin, which doesn't look too fantastic. There's none of these pops I'm really super excited about.
Yeah.
So I think I'll be leaving that alone. Stepping over to DC now.
Oh, yeah.
So they do have a presence there, a slightly smaller presence.
Right.
With Marvel absent last year, they kind of took that opportunity to kind of just say, here we are, we're DC Film, and this is what we're doing.
For sure.
And this year they seem to be scaled back a tiny bit, with the exception of what's called the WB TV panel.
Right.
And so they're bringing 21 shows to the con
21?
to discuss and to some degree.
Wow.
I'm sure Arrow and Flash and that will get more of the discussion.
Yeah.
But at the same time, they're bringing a ton of shows. And, we've got confirmation that we're going to have Supergirl's there, and I'm assuming we're going to have Grant Gustafson and Stephen Amell and all the whole crew there, just discussing, again, this what seems to be a much more integrated universe, even going forward, right? And so it's exciting to see stuff like that. And then also we have DC Rebirth Batman panel.
Yeah.
So they're talking about all these different comics that we've reviewed last week.
Cool.
So if you're interested in the DC Rebirth stuff, go back an episode. We discussed all of weeks 1 through 3 releases and just what we thought of them, and give you kind of a brief idea and scope as to what these comics are trying to get at as far as a foundation for the new DC comic book universe.
Yeah.
So go check that out. And then also on Saturday we have the WB Pictures. So this is a little different than Marvel Studios in the sense that they're taking some of their flagship tentpole movies and showing them off. So we probably have something at least with the new Harry Potter flick.
Oh, okay.
And then also we're going to have a lot in the DC cinematic universe. So probably some Wonder Woman footage,
for sure.
Maybe announcements of some other titles.
Maybe a Green Lantern.
Maybe a Batman solo or a Superman solo movie.
Oh, yeah. A Flash poster. Flash is getting a little bit of a push right now.
Exactly. Yeah. And I think maybe even some images from, or maybe some footage from Justice League.
Oh, yeah.
So it's out there.
Right. It is out there,
yeah.
So why not? That's a good call. That's pretty huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think they're going to release that Justice League footage, and I probably also confirm a date for a Batman solo film.
Yeah, and confirm the Batman title.
Yeah,
I hope
exactly.
so.
The Batman.
Yeah.
They've got some exclusives they're doing. There's some Suicide Squad Underwater Batman Funko Pop. We just confirmed why his face is weird.
Oh, so that... Okay.
Yeah, so he's got like a respirator on.
Okay. Yeah, that's very Batman-like. It's hard, though, because it kind of looked like a demon thing.
Yeah, it did.
Okay, that makes sense.
And then there's also Batman vs. Superman, the kind of false god, the statue with the false god written across his chest.
Oh, I saw that one. That's cool.
So it's pretty cool.
I'd be surprised, or wouldn't be surprised if they announced the Harley Quinn standalone.
Do you think they'll wait until after the Suicide Squad movie to see how she's received?
I would say most studios would.
Yeah.
When it comes to DC.
That's
when
true.
it comes to DC, they're a little different, so they like to jump the gun on things.
Yeah, to say the least.
Right?
So, again, pretty exciting to see as far as our comic book movies. We're probably going to be getting a lot of announcements.
Yeah.
And we know the slates up until 2020, but they're always kind of slotting in different things. There's all these casting announcements to look out for. And again, there's like the San Diego Comic-Con official blog is another one to follow.
Yeah.
There's always people live tweeting these events.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So if you want to experience it, at least from a secondhand perspective, you can get this as far as description form.
That's right.
I doubt we're going to be getting any of the footage really from most of these panels.
That's right. I think even Comic-Con this year has their own, I think it's Comic-Con HQ or Live HQ, I think. I think it's a new thing they started actually this year. But I think you have to pay for the services. It's YouTube based, but check it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And lastly here, Star Wars.
Yeah,
How can I talk about Star Wars at San Diego Comic-Con?
Right.
So we have Celebration, and the following week we get probably even more news out of Star Wars.
For sure.
And Star Wars has panels every single day.
Oh, yeah.
And so Thursday kicking off, they have, the big one for me at least, is Spotlight on Jason Aaron. I talk like I'm going to the con, but I feel like sometimes this makes me feel like I'm going to con a little. So Jason Aaron, he does a lot of the writing for Marvel as far as the Star Wars comic books go. And so we're hoping, and something that we discussed a little bit off air here was, you mentioned that the Vader series is ending at issue 25, or could be ending.
Yeah, reading issue 22, they had a little advert in there stating Darth Vader issue 25 is finishing, basically. So
maybe expect some releases, or at least him talking about what he's doing next.
Right.
And that brings us into Friday. And so Friday is the big day for Star Wars, and this is when we can expect basically new books, new comics, Hasbro action figures. And so there's Star Wars Publishing, which is Marvel, Del Rey, and then the Disney and Lucasfilm Press.
Okay.
And so I'm hoping we get some announcement of some more novels. Because after Life Debt, we know that there's the third and final book in the Aftermath trilogy.
Right.
But we're looking for some other books to kind of fill in some of those gaps in the timeline. I'm looking for more stuff around The Force Awakens.
Yeah.
I need another book in there just focusing in on more of the starting of the First Order. And I also love them to announce a comic that is supplement to the Poe Dameron comic in a similar fashion that the Vader and Star Wars series is.
Yep.
Is something from the First Order perspective. Say like a General Hux or a Captain Phasma comic book.
I like that.
That is telling the same story that's going on in Poe Dameron,
Yeah.
but from the opposite perspective.
Nice.
From the dark side, if you will, perspective.
Right.
I think that would be really cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that. You know, it'd be really cool if they announced not even like a book title, but just an author coming back. Timothy Zahn is coming back to do a Star Wars book. I would lose my mind, right? Oh, that'd be great.
And that would always get in the back of your head, is Thrawn coming back?
Right?
Yeah.
Totally.
And then we have the Hasbro panel. Like I said before, these guys, Star Wars Action News, they'll be live tweeting it.
Yeah.
So get in there. This is usually, again, when we get all of the Black Series released, both the 3 3/4 inch as well as the 6 inch. And hopefully we're getting some big announcements as far as Rogue One characters. Probably won't get any images, but at least they'll be saying we at least know there's going to be X line coming out with and maybe an announcement of a Force Friday, an exact date or something like that too.
There. Doing it again.
This is a lot of speculation,
a
lot of wishful thinking, but it's nice. So also with the Hasbro panel, there's the Hasbro Fan Choice Figure Award that's announced at this panel. And last year, if you remember, there was the Darth Revan as well as the Sabine figures that are going to be released in one of the last waves of 2016.
Sweet.
So they're coming.
Can't
so this year they did it again, where they announced the idea that they're having the fans choose one of the upcoming Black Series figures. Yeah. And the rules that were around this were it needed to be in the Star Wars universe, with the exception of the Rogue One timeline.
Okay.
It can be any characters, from Rebels or Clone Wars, but if they were from the animated universe, similar to what they did with Ahsoka and Sabine, they're going to be more realistic looking. They weren't going to kind of do like the cartoon-like.
Animated,
they're going to fit it with the actual Black Series likeness.
Makes sense.
And then all you had to do to vote was kind of go on social media and say, this is who I want. And the voting does close Monday, so we're recording on Monday, so it's actually closed. Yeah. But I have to ask, who would you be voting for? Who did you vote for as far as the Black Series figure that you would like to see most?
I have to go with my boy Dash Rendar from Shadows of the Empire.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. Love that character. I think he'd be so cool in a 6-inch scale. And like the armor, the shoulder pads, very 90s. But yeah, they'd be pretty cool. How about you?
I'm thinking Grand Admiral Thrawn is who I would love to see.
That's a good one.
And it's interesting that we both chose EU characters.
Yeah, right?
And I don't know if that's because these are characters that have never really, they've never been in a movie. Yeah. And these are probably characters that we're never going to get as far as action figures.
Right.
And I think that's why Darth Revan was so successful in the fan voting, is that this is a character they're probably never going to get. Yeah. Especially considering they're now part of the Legends line.
Right.
And so I'd love to see either one of those characters to be fantastic.
That's right.
Maybe I'd even like to see a Maz Katana in a 6-inch line, right?
Yeah, Maz would be really cool, or a Darth Bane, Darth Malak. I would love any of those. So I can't wait to see. Can't wait to see what they pick.
It's going to be lots of fun. They'll announce it at the panel, and then it'll be dropped on StarWars.com right after as well. Cool. So we'll be seeing who the Fan Choice Award is going to be.
Nice.
So again, it's nice to keep the fans kind of involved in all this.
It really is. Yeah, it's a good idea.
Yeah. And picking up on some of the exclusives here. So we talked about the exclusives, Star Wars particularly at Celebration, and San Diego Comic-Con has got other exclusives, particularly when it comes to Funko Pop. So these ones are a bit more repackaging. So we have a Han Solo, but he's carrying a bowcaster.
Oh, okay.
From Force Awakens.
Yeah.
And then also the Thumbs Up BB-8.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
With the flame?
Yeah. So I'm going to have to get that one.
Yeah, that's a must. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, and then Jack Specific's got some huge new big 20-inch figures. They've got a big C-3PO dropping.
Wow.
And then the Phasma dropping as well. And then there's the Hasbro. So this is the Obi-Wan Kenobi one that we were talking about earlier.
Oh, yeah.
This looks fantastic.
With the hologram of Leia?
This is another one that I'm going to have to chase afterwards.
Yeah, for sure.
And whether it's on HasbroToyShop.com or it's on eBay, this has got to fit into the collection.
Yeah.
Both this and the Kylo Ren.
Yeah.
The gorgeous looking characters. And I'm going to have to just pony up the money and just
me too.
do it.
I like the Black Series, but I'm not much of a deluxe figure kind of collector. But seeing the Obi-Wan, I'm a big Obi-Wan guy. I got to get this one.
It's exactly.
Yeah.
And this doesn't cover everything. There's something there, like we said, for everyone. Yeah. There's panels, and there's all sorts of ways to follow this online. You can actually feel that you're at least part of it to some degree. And because there's a lot of us nerds out there that don't get to experience these things.
Unfortunately.
And there's a lot of people out there, and yes, there are news outlets and what have you, and people try to get Twitter likes and all that. But at the same time, they're giving you the information that you want, right? Yeah. And I think it's really good to go out and support some of these different podcasts and these news outlets and these websites that are giving us these. They're giving us the images of some of these Hasbro characters and at least integrating us a bit into the overall con itself.
That's right.
Celebration, streaming some of the stuff to keep the fans involved. I think it's also another great way that I think San Diego could kind of learn from as well.
For sure.
It's going to be a lot of fun to see what comes out of all this.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, that wraps it up for our Comic-Con and Celebration talk. We really wish we were there to experience it and deliver that experience to you guys. But unfortunately, that's going to have to wait for another year.
Another year, yeah. We'll make it happen.
Yeah, exactly. So you can always catch us on Facebook. We're at the Nerd Room. Just search the Nerd Room on Facebook. Go over and give us a like. We're going to throw up some of these images of some of the exclusives that we talked about, as well as some of the other ones that we didn't really touch on. And maybe some of the images from some of the comic book titles that we saw, particularly the Thanos cover, which I absolutely love.
Oh, yeah.
You can always grab us on Twitter at #EnterTheNerdRoom.
That's right.
I always do the hashtag thing with my fingers when I say that. Our Twitter handles are at the end of the episode. And as always, we're kind of out there. We're looking for you guys to give us some feedback. Head over to iTunes and write us a review. We're always looking to improve the show for you guys, our listeners. And what we started doing too is also timestamping. So you guys can go through and see exactly what we've talked about and the particular times. If there's something that you want to skip, if we've discussed maybe some of the comic books and you don't really want to know what's going on in there, you can always skip ahead in that. So
makes it a little easier for you guys.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm taking a bit of a break next week.
Yeah.
So I won't be on the podcast.
Yeah,
Sanjay and Troy are holding down the fort.
Yeah.
So I got to go have some vacation time. Give me some extra 15 hours to listen to.
No kidding. Catch up.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, as always, it's been a pleasure.
Always.
Talking comics, cons, movies, all that.
All that good stuff.
And for me, I'll be back the week after next.
Cool.
Troy's here holding down the fort next week.
Man.
With Sanjay.
Yeah, it's going down. Yeah. We'll keep you posted.
Yes, so look forward to listening to what you guys are going to discuss.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, for the Nerd Room, I'm Tim.
I'm Troy.
And thank you for entering the Nerd Room.
Shoot, I can't wait for these cons.
We are out.
Don't forget to subscribe and rate and review us on iTunes. You can find our hosts Tim, Sanjay, and Troy on Twitter at TheNerdRM, 1912 Podcasting, and Troy, the Boy, 87.